it's Stephanie and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to do a Manic Monday book review for All-American Muslim Girl by Nadine Courtney. So I listened to this on audiobook and I really enjoyed it. So this follows the story of 16-year-old Allie Abraham, and she is one of those girls who has it all. Straight A student, lots of friends, very popular, and her family is actually Muslim. And even though her father doesn't practice, her mother converted to Islam when she and Allie's father got married. In this book, it's kind of viewed as a cultural background as well as a religious sect. So then Allie meets this boy Wells, and she just really likes him, and they start to get to know each other and develop a friendship that's starting to turn into something more. And in the process, Allie is starting to question, like, what is Islam? Why did my father decide to not practice anymore? And she's having a hard time because her grandmother, her teta, speaks Arabic and no English, and Allie speaks English but no Arabic, so there's a communication barrier, and it's really starting to affect her. So she starts exploring what it means to be a Muslim and, you know, the practices of Islam, and just really finding out all that she can about this religion. And Wells's father turns out to be Jack Henderson, America's most conservative shock jock, and he is known to be very anti-Muslim. So the story just goes from there. As I said, I really enjoyed this book. I thought the plot line was actually pretty original, even though it does have like a Romeo-Juliet type of vibe to it. I really appreciated the fact that in this book, it's not a girl running away from or rebelling against her overly religious or strict parents. It's actually flip-flop, where Allie's parents, while they do come from Islam, they don't practice anymore. They wanted Allie to come to her own conclusions on what faith, if any, she wanted to follow. And in this process, Allie actually moves toward being a Muslim and learning Arabic and more about her culture and more about Islam, and it's just such a refreshing change from the norm that it just had me hooked from the beginning. And Allie as a character, because of all this, really has a lot of courage and integrity in the face of diversity. As you can imagine, in America, it's really hard to be a Muslim right now, or even look like you're from the Middle East after 9/11. And so Allie, even though she is white or considered white because her mother is Caucasian, once she starts really getting into Islam and practicing, and people begin finding out, she does face a lot of pushback and a lot of negative comments and xenophobia. So I just thought the way that she handled this was very encouraging and such a good representation for teenage girls who go through this on a daily basis. And this is actually an Own Voices novel. So the author is a Circassian American, and she is also Muslim. I thought that brought a lot of authenticity to the story, and it didn't really feel disingenuous as I was listening to it. And I also thought this book was really educational. I know a little bit about Islam just because I do enjoy learning about religion, even though I'm not a religious person. And I do think that education is key in understanding people who are different than yourself, and key for tolerance and acceptance and everything we need. So I did really enjoy that the author sprinkled in a lot of information without making it feel info dumpy, if that makes sense. So she did include a lot of Arabic phrases that were just beautiful, and information about practicing Islam and the rituals and things that Muslims do in order to practice their faith. And I also learned a lot about the Circassian community. I'd never heard of it before, and I didn't know what that was. So for me, I think that's the biggest thing I learned in this book. And I thought it was really interesting because it just goes to show you can't judge a book by its cover. Overall, I really enjoyed the characters in this book. Allie was a great main character. She was so courageous and inquisitive, and you could just tell that she loved her family, even if she didn't really agree with not practicing, or she was upset about not being exposed to more things from her culture. And her parents were amazing. So her mom was super supportive the whole time and really helped Allie. So for example, when she wanted to get a Quran and a prayer rug, her mom helped her get that and supported her until she was ready to tell her dad that she wanted to practice Islam. And then her parents are just very supportive of her in general, and they have a great family relationship. I also not enjoyed, but the relationship between Wells and his father. His father is very anti-Muslim, very xenophobic, extremely conservative, and Wells is trying to get away from that since his father is so famous. I think a lot of people just assume that he holds the same views as his father. And Allie's friends that she makes in this book are fantastic. And I really appreciated the fact that the authors showed Allie and her friends, even though they were religious, they weren't boring. They were normal teenagers. They had fun. They did things normal teenagers do. They just happened to practice Islam. Just like you can be a Christian and still be a normal teenager, or you can, what have you. So I did really enjoy that. And I think the thing that most hit home for me in this book is that everything in this book is so relevant to today's culture and very reflective of today's culture. After 9/11, being a Muslim in America just became that much harder. And while I obviously cannot speak to that experience, I can only imagine how difficult it is. And I really appreciated the fact that the author really explored that in this book, so that it just opened my eyes even more to how difficult it can be. And just the reactions of people in general, and how horrible people can be, and how much education really helps open your mind and become more accepting of other people who are different than you. So I definitely recommend this book. I'm honestly probably going to reread it soon because I feel like I'm going to get even more out of it the second time. But like I said, gave it 4 out of 5 stars, and it was really, really good. And I did listen to the audiobook. I listened to it through Scribd, And you can use my link down below to get 2 free months. And I will get 1 month free if you do use my link. So the option's there if you want it. But if you like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up and click the subscribe button. Hit the bell icon so you can be notified anytime I upload new content. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.